Maybe you just need to stop buying sneakers. Here, I am back with another video, and I'm gonna apologize right now if you happen to hear like some crazy background noise. I'm in the Midwest, and we have this crazy, snow slash ice test slash polar vortex 2.0 going on. I'm filming this, so it's extremely windy out, so just bear with me if you happen to hear some loud, crazy things. I don't have people throwing stuff at my back patio door or anything like that. But thank you for tuning in for this video, and like the title says, we're gonna touch on a little tough love today. Maybe you need to stop buying sneakers. This is geared specific types of situations that I'm gonna dive into, but it kind of does say exactly what I mean. Maybe you need to stop buying sneakers. Now, I preface this kind of with a question. How many times have you seen a sneaker YouTuber especially come on this platform and say, you know what, I'm gonna fall back, I'm gonna stop buying as many sneakers and everything, and I'm on that same kick right now as well, trying to decrease what I spend this year on sneakers and how many I pick up versus what I did last year in 2018. But how many times have you heard them say this, and then, no joke, you look at video after video after video after video after video, and they picked up like 6 releases back to back to back to back, and you're like, huh. Now I get it, some people are probably saying, mind your business, you don't know what's going on, people can change their mind. But I think especially when it comes to the current age we have today with social media, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitter, YouTube as well, because YouTube is social media, we get caught up in kind of these scenarios where I feel like we end up falling back on the very things that we say that we're not going to do. I think when it comes to sneakers in particular, and maybe for YouTubers, I'm not calling shots at anybody, not throwing shots at anybody, but especially for YouTubers, that can tend to happen where they end up doing the very thing they said they won't. So let's get into what I think those 3 are. Buyer's remorse. You wanted this shoe so badly, not even because it was a grail, not because it was something you thought that it would look just fire for you to wear every day. You wanted it because of the hype, and that's fine. I think everybody's got a tiny bit of hype beast, and then some of you are like 90% hype beast and like 5%, person. Maybe the other 5% of you is wholesome. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But you thought it was gonna be a super hype release. Hype dies down, and then you realize you don't even give 2 craps about that shoe anymore. That's pretty much just buyer's remorse. All right, so that's probably what I'm gonna go with, is the first one that a lot of you will suffer from. Number 2, this is just life, and I'm not knocking people for it because it happens to all of us, but you are on a roll. You're buying, you got blinders on, you're just going, just buying everything. And life blindsides you with some expenses, and you are not prepared because either you didn't have enough savings set aside, or cash flow started to run low. Maybe you're not picking up as many hours at work, but life blindsides you in some way. And understand, when it rains, it pours. So I don't care what you think may be the stopping point for that issue going on with finances, it's gonna keep going. If it started with the car, it's gonna trickle on down to the kids, it's gonna trickle on down to the dog if you got one, medical expenses, and here you are now trying to sell all the shoes that you just bought week after week to make sure that you can cover some very basic expenses, all right? So I think life blindsiding you, it can happen to a lot of people, but I do think that's kind of number 2 of what tends to occur. And then number 3, maybe you went and bought quite a few pairs because you thought, I'm just gonna resell a little bit, $100 make $100 a pair or something, because I went on StockX and I saw what it was selling for. Understand, a lot of that is still driven by hype, and once that part of the market has died and receded down, now you realize that you don't really have the profit there that you thought you did. So you probably feel like StockX shafted you, and now you can't make the actual money you wanted to, you can't make the profits you wanted to. Now what? Now you're stuck with all these shoes, and hopefully you can return them. But if not, once again, you're in a position where you went and you bought and you bought and you bought, and you ended up kind of on the losing side of that situation. Does that sound about right? Please let me know. Does that sound about right? Buy sneakers, or just stop buying sneakers. I definitely don't mean stop buying altogether, because I'll probably never stop buying altogether. What I'm saying is just take a step back and look at why are you actually buying that particular sneaker, And do you tend to look at, you know, all the sneakers you buy, are you buying them all for the exact same reasons that you bought last year? Because a lot of us do look back on whatever the previous year is and we realize, why did I even buy that many, or why did I even buy this one? And I think a really good self-check is, do you find yourself having sneaker sales like all the time, you know, to get rid of stock that you have sitting within your own house? If you always find yourself selling off a lot of your shoes, it's probably because it does get to that point, it feels almost like diminishing return. You have that shoe, it adds nothing of real value or joy to your life, and you're like, all right, just time to get rid of it. That becomes tedious and daunting after a while, to have to keep just selling off shoe after shoe after shoe. That's all I'm saying. So maybe just look at yourself and go, maybe should I stop buying as many? Hey, what do I know? But thank you for tuning in for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate you guys giving me feedback in the comments below about what you think about the content. I'm guilty of this as well. I've always had to take a step back and look and say, hey, do I need to reassess why I even really want a shoe, if I want it, if it's not something. I try to stay away too from shoes that I know I'm not gonna get a chance to wear a whole lot daily. That's just how it is. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Hopefully if you were in one of these cold states, you stay warm, stay safe. Peace out.